Hello, 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 and welcome to the Journey with Janey podcast. I'm your host, Jane Anderson, and I am pleased to be back here in the UK following my retreat in Marbella. So, in this episode, I want to talk to you about rituals and renewal, the small, meaningful practices that help us honour our grief, make change, and gently step into that next chapter of our lives. So flipping the page and starting a new chapter, not closing the book. As I mentioned, I've just returned from my retreat in Marbella, which isn't far from Medina on the south coast of Spain. And I think I mentioned last week, this is where Jonathan and I got engaged. So my being back there again this year, obviously last year was the realisation that I'd been just along the coast. This year I was fully aware of what was going on, and yeah, this was, well, it became a ritual of reflection, remembrance and renewal. It was also a very expansive trip in my journey with awesome teachings from my mentor, Kim Calvert of Dynamite Lifestyle. Her energy was on point for all the teachings. The room of like-minded people was buzzing for the 3 intensive days of teaching. The energy was amazing. The conversations were amazing. And the connections that I've come home with were amazing. And I have to say, I did take time out for myself while I was away, and I will go into some of this as we chat today. And it was a reminder for me that we can carry love forward while also creating that space for us to grow. So during my retreat, I took time out for me, as I've said. I took quiet walks along the beach on my own, feeling the sand between my toes, which was a reminder of my transformative trip to Bermuda and how far I have come since that trip. I watched the waves. I felt the rhythm of the waves on my feet. And I enjoyed time laughing and sharing a sea swim with friends. And it was hilarious. We had some amazing chats in the sea, feeling the rhythm of the ocean going in and out. And we did giggle to ourselves because it wasn't the easiest of places to get in and out of the water. We certainly weren't creating any James Bond moments coming out of the sea, shall we say. And I think for me, I allowed myself to fully feel both the love that I carry for Jonathan and the grief that I still hold. So that is where I got to with that. Giving myself permission to step into the journey of growth that I'm on. And those small little rituals that we have certainly help us to give ourselves that permission. Why do rituals matter? Because they're powerful. They anchor us in the moments of transition and the emotion. So for me, it was the emotional side of being back in that space and remembering, pulling back those memories. And the rituals give, I suppose, shape to feelings that words probably, I mean, for me, the words don't hold. They remind us of connection to our loved ones, to ourselves, and to the world around us. And I have to say, the support of the Dynamite community while I was away, the conversations and the love that we all shared, was a testament to the journey we are all in life. And for me, it was the feeling of being whole again. So some simple rituals that I sometimes carry out. I'm not saying I do this daily. It's as and when I feel I would like to. Lighting a candle to give yourself a moment of reflection with that candle. Walking. I love walking, especially with my dogs, Tilly and Bella. They are absolutely amazing and they could tell some awesome stories, I'm sure. And just recalling memories while you're walking doesn't have to be anywhere specific, just being in your own thoughts. Journaling, one of my favourites. Write it out, the power of the pen. Or even writing a letter. Write a letter to your loved one. Write a letter to yourself. And also, the seasons are big within any journey. And reflecting on how those seasonal rituals could help. As in, I'm thinking planting a flower, a plant, or just taking yourself off to celebrate. Like I mentioned in the episode about our anniversary, which would have been our 25th anniversary this year. And not being in that, oh my goodness, I feel horrendous because it's the 25th wedding anniversary. Actually celebrating the fact that it is your anniversary. And it is basically doing what you feel is right for you. You can do it in your own private space and nobody needs to know what you're doing. But if it helps to make you feel better, then that is the permission to do so. So rituals allow us to honour our grief, and it also helps us to open up space for the renewal and the growth. So it doesn't matter what stage of grief or growth that you're at. I have to say that from looking at this more last week while I was away, that renewal is, it's not, I don't want to say it's the other side of grief because they're both kind of link in together. I think the renewal for me was the finding meaning and working with David Kessler to understand how finding meaning and purpose actually helps you to renew. And using that as a catalyst to move forward, to transform and to grow, which is why I'm here on the podcast. And rituals give us permission, like I said before, to step into that journey of growth. And the whole reason I'm talking about this is because last week in Marbella was truly transformational for me. The acceptance of going back to that space where I suppose Jonathan and I started our journey together. And I'll be honest, I did bring bits of and pieces home of the retreat. Obviously, we get workbooks and beautiful presents from Kim. This is a pyramid, and I could go into a whole heap of teachings about the pyramid and the cycle of life and blah de blah, but I am not going to bore you today. That is for another day. So yeah, I think for me, I brought home the calm of the ocean, feeling that rhythm of the ocean moving in and out. The sea is powerful. The tide goes in, the tide goes out. Anyway, I'm not going to keep talking about that. The sunrise on the balcony, right in my daily gratitude. And I have talked about gratitude in the past, but just as a little reminder, and get yourself in the zone, be grateful for something. Write one sentence down in the morning, as to what you're grateful for that day as you wake up. Put a smile on your face. Start the day with a smile. And the intentional pauses, taking time out for me and reflecting on what we are, where we are, and where we are going. And bringing these into the daily routine. You know, you all know I love to go to the stream and hear the stream. And yeah, that can take me back to the place of hearing the ocean, hearing the water, and the ritual of being in Medina at this retreat, reminding me that I can carry the love forward and live fully. And renewal doesn't erase the grief. I think I mentioned that before. It allows us to bring comfort and hope to our own thoughts, is how I look at it. And grief is that natural part of nature, just like the tide. It flows in and it flows out. And it's how we act on the emotions that are in our body when these waves of grief come over us that grow us into the people that we really want to be. And I think today the biggest message is rituals and renewals are rituals of renewal, even are my way of saying it's okay to be whoever you want to be. Grief is unique to us all, and one of the things that David Kessler mentioned in our training is it's as unique as our fingerprint. So remember that the way you do grief is entirely up to you. So don't be influenced by the outside world. Do you, is what I'll say. So as normal, we'll go into some reflection and journaling prompts. I know I've talked a bit about journaling before. You all know the gig now. So either in silence or with your journal, just sit and reflect on these questions and think about what I've talked about in the podcast. So what rituals have I already used, knowingly or unknowingly, in your journey of healing? Which small ritual feels good to you right now? Is it lighting a candle, going for a walk, journaling, writing a letter, or is it something else? If I were to design a ritual today, what intention would I want to set? So remember, there's no right or wrong answer. These are for you. And every ritual, no matter what it is, no matter how small, um, just remember there's no big or small. It's our perception that makes it so. Each one is an act of love and care for yourself. And on that note, I just want to say my time in Marbella became just that, a ritual of love, reflection, and beginning again. I hope you can create your own little rituals from what I've talked about today that feel grounded, nourishing, and uniquely yours, just like your fingerprint. I would love to hear some of the rituals that you've come up with. So please share as a tag on Facebook, Instagram, and or send me a message. I'm happy to receive messages on all the socials platforms. For any of you who are listening and want to explore further, why not come and spend a day with me at the Quiet Field, where we can delve deeper into your journey and start to take those simple steps to flip the page. So until next time, may you find renewal in the small, sacred moments of the days ahead. Thank you for joining me on the Journey with Janey podcast. It's always a pleasure to be with you on a Wednesday or whenever you are downloading and listening to the Journey with Janey podcast. All I ask is that you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And also remember, there are ways of contacting me through my website on www.journeywithjaney.com. There's a contact button to book a call, which is a free 15-minute call, and all the details of the ways to work with me are on my website. I'm always available for a chat, a DM, or just a message via LinkedIn or Instagram. We all have the social handles now. Just drop me a message and let's talk. And remember, we don't have to do this alone, which is exactly why I am here to help guide you on this journey. I am the me that I needed 3 years ago, and I hope and feel that I can help you on your journey of moving forward by taking small, simple steps. So from me to you, take care.